Hello dear friends, welcome to the lecture of real analysis. We are studying compact matrix spaces. In the last lecture we have seen the definition of compact matrix space, which is M is said to be compact matrix space if it is complete and totally bounded. So these are the two conditions for compact matrix spaces. It must be complete and totally bounded. Then we have proved a theorem, which is theorem number 7, which is a necessary and sufficient condition for a compact matrix space. And that theorem says that M is compact. M is compact, I shall write in short, if and only if every sequence of points in M has a convergent subsequence. So it has a convergent subsequence. So this theorem we have proved in our last lecture, and that is necessary and sufficient. So and using this theorem we are going to prove this corollary. So that's why this result is written as a corollary depending on this theorem, or this theorem can be used to prove this. Now what is the corollary? If A is closed subset of the compact matrix space M with metric rho, then the matrix space A with metric rho is also compact. A is closed subset of a compact matrix space is compact. That is the meaning of this corollary. Now we shall prove this result. Proof for this. Now what we have to prove? A is compact, and to prove A is compact we shall prove that every sequence of points in A has a convergent subsequence, and which converges to a point in A. That we shall prove. And we will consider a sequence xn in A. So first we have to assume A is A is closed subset of matrix space M. Let A subset of M be closed. And further we will assume xn, or we will consider xn be a sequence of points of A. Now see why we have taken xn is sequence of points of A, because we have to consider a sequence and we have to show that it has a convergent subsequence which converges to a point in A. That we shall have to prove. And because xn is a sequence of points of A and A is subset of M, xn becomes a sequence of points of M. Since A is subset of M, the sequence xn is a sequence of points of M. Points of M or points in M. And what is given? See, M is compact. M is compact, therefore it has a subsequence which converges to a point in M. So since M is compact, it has a subsequence of xn which converges to a point, say x belongs to M. Now this point x must also belong to A, because A is closed. Then this x becomes a limit point of A. Then x is a limit point of A, because xn converges, see its subsequence converges to x. So therefore x is a limit point of the subsequence. You can say subsequence converges to A. So x is a limit point of the subsequence. and x belongs to A, since A is closed. And thus what we have proved, we have supposed xn be sequence of points of A, and that xn has a subsequence, which converges to a point x belongs to A. Then x is limit point of the subsequence, and that point x belongs to A. So that subsequence xn which converges to x belongs to M first, and then that x also belongs to A because A is closed. A contains all its limit points, and since A is closed, so thus every sequence in A has a convergent subsequence. Every sequence in A has a convergent subsequence. And hence A is compact with the same metric, rho is compact. So this proves the theorem. This is we have used theorem 7. So we may write by theorem. This is for our reference. Which theorem is used? That is theorem number 7. And this completes the proof of the corollary. Now we will prove the converse of this. See, what we have proved is A is closed, subset of compact metric space, then A is compact. Now if A is closed, then we will show that it is compact. So that we have proved. Now we shall assume that A is compact, and then we will prove that A is closed, and that will be our theorem number 8. Let A be a subset of metric space M. A be a subset of a metric space M with metric rho. Now if A rho is compact, then A is closed. That we have to prove. If the set A subset is A is subset of M, if A rho is compact, then A is a closed subset. Closed subset of the metric space M rho. That this is a converse. You see here what we have assumed, A is closed subset of compact metric space M, then A is compact, and here what we are assuming, if A is compact, then we have to prove A is closed subset of M. Now to prove A is closed subset of M, so what we have to show that by definition of closed set, A contains all its limit points, and we will assume X is limit point of A that belongs to M. So proof of the theorem, let X belongs to M be a limit point of A. What is meaning of limit point? There is a sequence points of A which converges to X. Then there is a sequence Xn in A which converges to X. Because X is a limit point which converges to X. Now because this sequence is convergent, it is a Cauchy sequence, then Xn is Cauchy sequence. Xn is a Cauchy sequence of points in M. You see, Xn is we have considered Xn is sequence in A, but A is subset of M. So therefore that is a Cauchy sequence. Convergent sequences are Cauchy, and therefore Xn is a Cauchy sequence of points in M. See, the reason for this is since A is subset of M. Now Xn is Cauchy sequence of points in M, and M is compact. See, then here we have to consider A be a subset of a compact metric space M comma rho. So we will correct this part. Let A be a subset of a compact metric space. This is necessary. Compact metric space M. And now we will use this fact that M is compact. This is a sequence of Cauchy sequence of points in M. Since M is compact, M is complete. By definition, every compact space is complete as well as totally bounded. So we will consider the complete property of the compact metric space here. Since M is compact, it is complete. M is complete. And what is the definition for complete metric space? Every Cauchy sequence in complete metric space converges to a point, and therefore this Cauchy sequence converges to a point in M. M is complete, and hence, and thus Xn converges to a point in M. And thus Xn converges. It converges to a point, say X belonging to M. Now this Cauchy sequence, so again M is compact. This Cauchy sequence has a convergent subsequence. This Cauchy sequence Xn has a convergent subsequence. Why? Because it is a Cauchy sequence in M, and that must have a convergent subsequence by theorem 7. This Cauchy sequence has a convergent subsequence. And this subsequence of this Cauchy sequence where it will converge. If the sequence, a Cauchy sequence converges to X, then its subsequence must converge to X. So therefore we have this Cauchy sequence Xn has a convergent subsequence which also converges to X. And now this point X belongs to A because A is compact, and thus this X must be in A. X belongs to A since since A is compact. So we are using here by theorem number 7 that a space is compact if every subsequence converges. Every sequence has a convergent subsequence, and we have proved that. So we have assumed the sequence Xn in A, and that sequence Xn has a convergent subsequence. So this sequence has a convergent subsequence which also converges to X, and thus this shows that X belongs to A, and that means A contains all its limit points. A contains, because X is a limit point and that limit point belongs to A, and hence A contains all its limit points. And this shows that A is closed. If this is the definition of closed set, if a set contains all limit points, all its limit points, then it is closed. So this proves that A is closed. Now see, assuming A is compact, we have proved A is closed. And to prove A is closed, we have considered a limit point of A. Definition for closed set is every closed set contains all its limit point. So therefore we have assumed a limit point of A, and limit point may not be in A, it may be in M. If the set is not closed, then it belongs to outside A, and therefore limit point is always in the metric space. So X belongs to M, the limit point of A. Then there is a sequence Xn in A which converges to X. So the further we will show that this X belongs to A, and then Xn is a Cauchy sequence because it is a convergent sequence. So convergent sequences are Cauchy sequence, and Cauchy sequence in points in M, because M is compact, it is complete, therefore Xn converges to X. And this Cauchy sequence, because again M is compact, has a convergent subsequence, and convergent sequence and subsequence both converge to the same point, and that belongs to X. And this X must belong to A again, because A is compact. A is compact means every sequence of A has a convergent subsequence, and that we have proved here. So X belongs to A means A contains all its limit points, and this proves A is closed. Now we will consider the next concept as covering of a set. We will see the meaning and one example of covering of a set. Let M be a set then the family we will denote this by script notation F. The family F of subsets A of M. The family of subsets A, which are subsets of A. The family F of subsets A, subset of M, or we may consider the family of sets A, which is subset of M, is said to form a covering of M if the condition is this M must be covered. If M is covered means contained in union of all these sets A, where A belongs to this family F. So this is the meaning of covering. Covering of A, open covering of and further we will consider open covering. If these all sets are open, then that type of covering is said to be open covering. If each A belongs to F is open, then this covering is called open covering of F. Open covering of M is called an open covering. So we will see an example of this. We consider a set as an interval, metric space 0, 1, open interval. Example for this. Consider the space open interval 0 to 1. Now this open interval 0 to 1 has a covering of open covering we will form. Then the sets or subsets we will consider 1 by n, 1 minus 1 by n, and n takes value 3, 4, from 3, 4, 5, etc. Why, we will see why it is taken from 3, etc. and not from 1. We will see this. These subsets of this space 0, 1 form an open covering. Open covering of 0, interval 0 to 1. And that means what is f here? F here is script f. This is script f. Notation is used for denoting the sets covering. Is the set 1 by n, 1 minus 1 by n. N takes value 3, 4, 5, etc. Now, why n is taken as 3? We can see that the interval is 0 to 1. And see, this is, suppose the interval is 0, open interval 0 to 1. And if you take n is equal to 3, then this number will be 1 by 3. And this is 1 minus 1 by 3 means 2/3. So first member in this family F will be this one. And n is equal to 4, this number will be 1 by 4, and then 1 minus 1 by 4, that will be say 1 minus 1 by 4, which is 3 by 4, etc. And as n becomes infinite, what about 1 by n? Limit of 1 by n as n tends to infinity is 0. So therefore this will approach towards 0, or this approaches towards, the first member will approach towards 0. And what about the second in this interval? 1 minus 1 by n, as n tends to infinity it is 0. 1 minus 0 means 1. So therefore this is 1 by n. So this covering approaches to 0. The left end approaches to 0 and the right end approaches to 1. And that means the interval is covered by these open sets, and therefore this is called open covering. And why it starts with a 3? If you take n is equal to 1, so what is the first member? N is equal to 1, then it is 1. And 1 minus 1 by 1, that is 0. 1, 0. So this we should not consider an interval, because the first member is greater and the next is smaller. So therefore this is not taken. And what about 2? N is equal to 2, so this becomes 1 by 2. And what about the second? Also becomes 1 by 2. It is a point only. So therefore these we have not considered. N is equal to 1 and n is equal to 2. And we have taken n is equal to 3. And thus 1/3, 2/3 means make 3 equal parts of this. Then this is 1/3, this is 2/3. So first set is this. Now what about the next set? Is 1 by 4, 3 by 4, and that will be say 4 equal parts. 1 by 4 will be this, 3 by 4 will be here. And so the interval expands. So this end 1 by 4 etc. will approach towards 0, and this end will approach towards 1. So thus this will form a covering like this. Next will be in this way, and so on. So this will approach towards 0 and this, and thus union of all these open sets will cover the open interval 0 to 1, or that means this 0 to 1 is covered. So this is F, and thus this is what we have written. M is contained, and thus the interval 0 to 1 is covered or is subset. Now that is subset of union of all these intervals 1 by n, 1 minus 1 by n, and n takes values 3 to infinity. See, up to so on, 3 to infinity. So it is an infinite covering, infinite open covering of 0 to 1. So the same condition we have written here. M is contained in union of sets. Such sets are to be obtained. This is an infinite open covering. Why infinite? Because the sets are infinite. When we take the limit as infinity, n tends to infinity, then and then only this will approach towards 0, left hand will approach towards 0. And when we take the limit as n tends to infinity, then this will approach towards 0, means this will approach towards 1. So thus this forms a covering of all these of this interval 0 to 1, and this must be infinite. So this is an infinite open covering. Open covering of 0 to 1. And no finite subsets of F will cover 0 to 1. So because to cover up to 0, we must have n to be infinite. There is no finite subsets of F which cover 0, 1. So this covering must be, or this covering is infinite, and there is no finite covering possible for the members of F. So this is meaning of covering of a set and open covering of set. The remaining part we will continue next time. Thank you.